Little and large history of a remarkable object, the Tam-Tam stool. In the 60s, this revolution in seating managed to infiltrate even the most sophisticated homes, and today it is a design classic.
The first Tam-Tam stool was created in 1968 by a gentleman who owned a small business in Oyonnax in the Jura region, making cool boxes and buckets for local fishermen. He had the idea of creating a stool for the fishermen. To begin with, it was a reasonable success, but nothing special. In other words, it found a few buyers. But a chance encounter would change everything, because one day, Brigitte Bardot was interviewed sitting on the stool. The success was immediate and extraordinary, and around 12 million stools were sold in the 4 or 5 years following its creation. So it's a product that is quite symbolic in the design world, which has almost become a design icon, an icon of its time at least, being practical, ergonomic, inexpensive, and attractive. It's now on show in the Paris Art Deco Museum, and also in the Museum of Modern Art in New York, which is a real achievement in itself.
You may have a museum piece at home without knowing it. As for the descendants of the Tam-Tam,
hello and welcome.
We can find them at Cartel, for example, where plastic is always aesthetic.
We are editors of contemporary designer furniture, and we specialize in treatment of all plastic materials. So we have here a collection of stools called La Bohème. It was designed by Philippe Starck in 1999. Its amphora vase shape gives this impression of a precious object. It is in fact a very stable stool that can be used indoors or outdoors. And technically speaking, it stands out because it's an object that's been blown like glass, which makes it absolutely unique. This is another stool design, again created by Philippe Starck. This model is called Prince Aha. It comes in these pastel shades. They can even be placed one on top of the other to create a sort of stand, or a purely decorative column effect. This last range of stools is called Charles Ghost, and it is sold in a set of 3 stools of 3 different heights. This is another stool, designed by Philippe Starck. They are garden gnome stools. Some people take them literally, and some like the tongue-in-cheek aspect of the objects. In any case, the irony of the object is clearly there, but I think a lot of people simply buy them because they like the idea of having a little gnome.
You've got the idea by now. The famous designer has changed the everyday stool into a decorative object, but other creators have also tried to turn the stool into an object of beauty, demonstration.
Hello and welcome to Santu. So here in the gallery we have several models of stools, dating from 1944 to the present day, to 2004 to be exact. Here, for example, we have 2 stools by Suridanagi, a Japanese designer. The shape is quite original and looks a bit like a pair of butterfly wings. This is a much more original stool, and it's the most modern that we have since it was designed in 2004 by Jasper Morrison. It's made of cork, which is quite a lightweight material. And the shape is quite fun and obviously resembles a champagne cork. So there you are. We could call it a festive stool. Now here we have another stool designed by Suridanagi, but this time it has a much simpler look, and it's practical because we can stack them like this. The stools that we propose are generally quite low. They aren't basic stools like the Tam-Tam, where the seat is relatively high. And here we have 2 really fun stools based on the same design, created by Osamu Naguki, called the rocking stool. It's really fun because, as you can see, you can rock them like this, and of course you can sit on them too without falling off, although you have to be a bit careful. They aren't all that stable, especially if you don't keep your feet on the ground. This is quite a special stool, designed by Tomoku Atoiki. To me, it looks a bit like a bent leg. And it's not the most comfortable stool to sit on, but at least it's high, which makes a change from the other stools, which are quite low to the ground.
Which just goes to show there's a real art to sitting down.